Hey, so welcome back. I'm your boy, your host, Mr. Jackson, aka Problem Child, and I got my co-host with me, Mr. Webb.
Mr. Webb, aka Life, Life, the poet, the writer, producer. Go ahead.
The real one.
The real one. Right. No ghostwriters. No ghostwriters.
Not like your boy Drake.
No, not that great.
Damn. All right, man. Hey, man.
But I can't be like Jay-Z. I could be a ghostwriter and just the right kind of money I can make your shit tighter. Right?
My man, I hear you.
Jay-Z.
All right, so today's topic, we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna get started. We started a little bit late, but we're gonna dive right into this one here. So today's topic, we want to know exactly from a male's perspective, from a female's perspective, what exactly is a woman and a man looking for when it comes down to relationships, right? So I can sit all day long and tell you exactly what I want, but can I tell you what a female wants and vice versa? Can a female tell you what they're looking for when it comes into a relationship? So my thought is every woman is looking for a man that's going to take care of them. They're looking for a man that got a bag. You know what I'm saying? A man that's got six figure. They're looking for the six-figure jigger that's going to come out there and spend some bread on them. So that's my thoughts. That's my take. What do you think?
My thought is that every woman is different, like every man is different. I believe that a woman is looking for her positives to her negatives, like a car battery. And in order for him to complement her negatives, and she can complement his negatives, and her positive complements his negative, then the relationship can go somewhere. But if they both have negatives, if they both have negative posts, the car doesn't go anywhere. If they both have positive posts, that they have the same likeness, the car doesn't go from there. But once I complement yours and you complement mine, this relationship or wherever this is can get to start moving somewhere. And I think that's what it is. So it's different because you have some women who are financially doesn't have it together. You have some women who do have financially together. So they want it different. They want a man to complement different attributes. You know what I'm saying? Contingent upon a woman.
I think you're talking about what a woman needs. Right? I feel like a woman needs somebody that's going to compliment. You know, the Honorable Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul. Shout out to my boy, man. He felt like, you know, a lot of people, we date out our leagues, right? So
that's true.
We want what we can't have.
Very much so.
You know, and so a lot of times, like a man, I'm looking for that dime piece, right? I'm looking for a woman, you know, who can cook, clean, do it all.
That's right.
But am I the type of man that deserve that?
Very much so.
Right? I don't feel like I'm the best looking man in the world, but when it comes down to me picking and choosing on what I want versus what I need, it's two totally different things.
Very much so. You make a point. You make a valid point. As far as a man, contingent upon the man. As far as a man who has himself together. Right. You know, because if I'm a man that's coming straight, that is in dire needs, or I have some discrepancies that doesn't allow me to be financially comfortable, I'm going to want a woman who is financially comfortable because she complements what I can't obtain. Okay. But if I'm a man who is financially comfortable and I'm a man of value, trying to ascend to a high value man, I want a woman who could cook, clean, feminine, submissive, you know what I'm saying, and faithful.
So what do you think women want? What they looking for?
I think women are looking for a protector and a provider.
Okay, fair enough. That being said, we got a couple of hosts, we got a couple of guests online, so we're gonna go ahead and turn it over and see what they think. Let's see. All right, so I got my first guest on the show coming to the show. Please keep that same energy. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. Where you from, brother?
Man, you know what it is, man. This K Ferg, man, South Carolina, man, the Low Country, man. Hey, I'm only way one to be done, man.
My man, fifth grade. All right, K Ferg, man. So
yeah.
Hold tight. I got somebody else on here before I dive in. Let me bring them on. Hold tight. All right, hey, we got our regular on the show, Mr. Merle. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, my brother. What's going on?
All right, welcome back to the show. So tell me a little about yourself. We got a new guest on the show, Mr. K Ferg. I guess he's from South Carolina. Tell me a little about yourself, Mr. Merle. Where you from? What you doing? And
from God's country, Georgia Bulldog fan. Well, yeah, it's good to be on the show again, man. I currently live in Jacksonville, Florida, but you know I represent Georgia and Georgia Bulldogs. I think LSU and them Gamecocks know a little bit about them.
Oh man.
Man, hey, hey man, look here, man. Hey, listen. Now that y'all can pay the players freely, man, y'all doing your little thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Oh,
up, bro.
hey, well,
Yeah, it's good to be
thank-
here, man.
well, please, hey, definitely pleasure to have you back on the show, man. So today's topic, we talking about what is it that men and women are looking for in relationships, or what do you, from a male's perspective? Because I think I got two women on the show. So from a male's perspective, what do you think women want when it comes to selecting and choosing a man for a relationship or for a marriage?
Who is this on? Who going? Ant?
Either one. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what do you think that a woman actually looking for when it comes down to dating a man?
Man, in my opinion, man, I really believe it just depends on what stage the woman is at. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but throughout a woman's life, man, things happen, things change, man. Your ideas and your values change. But from what I gather, man, women want compatibility, a protector, a provider, someone they can talk to, somebody with emotional intelligence, things of that nature. For the most part, like I said, but all those things change at certain stages of life.
So you think it changes like when there certain variables change, i.e., you know, they
Well,
third got a couple of kids. I mean, they valued and dropped, or what do you
well,
think?
well I ain't gonna liken them to like a '07 Nissan or anything like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's gonna be dropping. But I'm just saying though, when in your youth, you got these ideas and these values that life hasn't changed your mind yet. You know what I'm saying? You still are rooted in values that are sometimes, man, not rooted in reality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you get your ideals and values from your parents and society, and sometimes those things really aren't rooted in reality, man. So as you get older and time goes by, you start to realize what's real and what's best suited for you.
Okay, fair enough. Hang on just a second. I think I got a couple of females chiming in, so let's get their opinion and see how spot on you are, Mr. K. Ferg. Hold tight, man.
Amen.
Heather, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Keep
hey, hey.
Hey,
So
wow.
tell us a little bit about yourself, where you from?
I'm Heather. I'm from Jamaica. Woo. No.
What part
Okay.
of Jamaica, Queens? What part of Jamaica?
But I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and hey, that's it.
Okay, that's what's up. So today's topic, we talking about what it is that men and women look for when it comes down to relationships. You know, my thoughts, I said and I talked to my co-host today, I feel like every woman is looking for a man that's gonna come in and take care of them. I feel like a lot of times, you know, every woman is looking for a man that's making over six figures, right? They looking for a man that's gonna come in and provide a bag, and give them a little bit of stability. But you know, to go back to the Honorable Kevin Samuels, shout out to the Honorable Kevin Samuels. A lot of times we date out our league, right? So every woman's looking for a man that makes six figures, but not every man deserves that man that makes six figures. Not every man is able to date that man that makes six figures.
Every woman.
You agree or disagree?
I disagree. Where are you coming from? No. Are you talking about women who have never had a job? What type of women are you talking about?
Women in general.
No, I don't want no man's money. I mean, of course, I'm not going to say I probably won't date a broke man, but I'm not going and asking if you have six figures before I date you.
So
That's
right now, where you at in your present life? Would you go to Starbucks and date that barista?
we're not going to go back there, Corey, but Corey, but no, because that barista probably 20 years old. So no, I'm not. Okay.
He's 45 years old. He's just working at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Times is hard. You know, we came out of pandemic. Times is hard. You know, he fell on hard times. He lost his job and he now at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want it with almond milk or regular milk? 2% of almond.
Okay. But moving forward, is he trying to own the Starbucks, right?
No.
Is he learning things from these baristas so he can open up his own shop? It's
No.
different. I'm
No.
not going.
He's content.
Huh?
He wants to move up the corporate ladder. You know, start off on milk steamers, right?
Right.
Then move to the register.
Move from
And then move to the back office. I don't know what you call it, but I call that making it. You know what I'm saying?
And not just because where he works, but is his mom.
His
So it's not
mindset.
a job, it's his mindset. So if
Okay.
he worked in Starbucks as a barista to learn something, to own his own shop, to want to be better, then no. Of course I'll date him. But if he just wants to move up as a 45-year-old man, little
Yeah.
by little, or go to a cash register, no, I would not date him. And that's a mindset, not money.
So you're saying that you would be comfortable with starting off dating with a man who's making $20 an hour because you believe because he has the ambition, the potential
He got potential.
to make $40 an hour or $50 an hour. Is that correct?
It's not
You
about
date-
the money. It's not about the money. It's about if I know that person's mindset is in growing. I don't need your money for one. Okay, because I got my own stuff. So I don't need your money. So I'm not going in. I'm not going how much money you make if I'm dating somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're comfortable with because I mean I'm quite sure being that you make your own money, you have a certain lifestyle. So you're
Right.
comfortable with going out to a 5-star restaurant and covering the bill because you know that he doesn't have it to cover the bill. You're comfortable with that at a certain stage within the relationship.
Most men, if they're not of money, they probably won't want to go. Probably won't want to go there. But if I do go, and if I want to go, I don't have a problem paying for it.
Okay, understandable.
All right. Hey, you hold on. I got another guest chiming in. You are 1 in a million. Heather, hang on just a second.
Yes, you are.
Dre,
Make that. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up, Dre?
What's happening, fellas? Go
Yeah.
Dogs.
Dre,
Go Dogs, baby.
Did you hear me? Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, baby.
First off, time out. We won't do that on this show. Tell
We've
me,
already done that.
tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Obviously, you from Georgia. Tell a little about yourself. Where you from?
Obviously, I reside currently in Orange Park, Florida.
Shout out to OP.
All right, all right.
Duval.
I'm a retired veteran, and I wholeheartedly agree with Heather, and I agree also with Kay Ferg. It all depends on where you're coming from and where you are in life.
Okay.
Me personally, I have my own house, my own car, and my own money. So it is
Okay.
not necessary for me to have a man that's going to come in and take care of me, as you put it.
So the question was posed: would you date that Starbucks, that guy that works at Starbucks, the barista? Would you date him?
Again, I agree with Heather. As long as his mindset is in a place to where he's trying to go further and do something meaningful with his life, then I'm not against it.
But he's
But
40.
if he's comfortable, that's where he sits, and that's what pays his bills, then no,
So
I'm not up for that.
let me ask you a question, because men and women actually kind of think a little bit different, right? So I consider myself a six-figure. Shout out to the military, six-figure jigger. I will actually go to Starbucks and date that girl behind the counter with no hesitation.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I would.
Okay, first,
Absolutely.
you date a young lady
You
that works
know,
behind the
Carrie,
No. And let me tell you why, right? This is addition by subtraction. You got way too you got way too much, and this is the problem with men, right? Men who make who got a little bit of change in their pocket, right? They set their you setting your sights too low. Because at the end of the day, man, you got way too much to lose, man, to be dealing with somebody who's at the beginning stages of their life, haven't gotten this stuff together. It doesn't work, man. Statistics have shown, man. You gonna leave divorce, and she gonna leave with half your bag. That's just how it works, man.
Hey,
You know what I'm
you got
saying?
a point there, but would you agree that most women that are older are already setting their ways and kind of their thoughts and their values?
I mean, people are always evolving, right? So, I mean, yeah, to a degree, people get set in their ways, right? But throughout life, man, the more information you obtain and the more you are willing to learn, your vantage point should change. And if it don't, then you already dealing with somebody you probably shouldn't be around because they got an antiquated mindset, man. So as far as information, man, it's always changing, it's always evolving, and so should you. If you're stuck in your ways, man, like they told us in the military, either you change or you leave. I mean, what's different in a relationship?
But it's kind of different than what you're. It's more deeper than what you're explaining it to be. When a woman is single and independent and got her own stuff,
She got her own house.
She takes on a masculine mindset. So in a sense, you can't come in requesting anything because she been so
She got her own.
Right. She's built all this on her own. So she has the masculinity within her won't allow her to compromise, and there's nothing you can do that can compromise. So it's in order for a woman who is already set in her ways, you would rather have a woman who is more appreciative of watching your elevation of you because she's not content. So you'll get a younger woman who was not actually trained, but who'll be more appreciative of the things that you can give.
Hey, the word of the day is train. That's
Right.
the word.
No, train, not train.
Hang on. Let me say something.
Women now?
Go ahead, Ant. What you say?
I disagree with what Mr. Webb's saying for the simple reason is I don't need someone to make me feel better about myself. I don't need somebody to feel like I need to come rescue them. I like someone that's evenly yoked, someone on the same level that I am. I don't need a woman that's at the beginning of her life because I don't need her looking to me for her savior. Okay, I need a
Right.
woman that's equally yoked. I think that women want security. I think they want someone that'll listen to them. I think they want someone that'll be a partner. Now, of course, you got women out there that's money grabbers and stuff, but it depends upon from a man's point of view what you're looking for in a woman. It's not necessarily what that woman looking for. It means what I'm looking for in them.
Heather, let me ask you a question. Are you currently single?
We choose what we like. We choose what we feel like is compatible to us. And I can't see me making six figures in dating someone at the beginning of their life. Because all I'm gonna do for them is be their hero. And that's not where I want to be.
Hold on, that equal yoke philosophy is the old 1990s, early 2000s.
Did the camera freeze or something?
Way of doing. Hold on, way before then. But equally yoked, and the only thing that equally yoked philosophy has left us is 80% of us are single, and that's what it had. Because you know why? When you look at it, the average black woman makes under $40,000. The average black man makes $42,000 a year, right? So those who are exceptional, are part of a small percentage. So the equally yoked philosophy doesn't exist, and then it's less. A woman is less compromising if she's equally yoked to you to listen to you, because she can walk. Hold on, 80% of the divorces are by who? Women. Women initiate 80% of the divorces, and 9 out of 10 is financial.
Yeah, you got a point.
It's financial. So when we look at statistics, not emotions, and not my personal feelings, when you look at statistic, that philosophy doesn't fly. But what does fly, if you look at statistics from 1965 and down, not up, black people was 80% married. 80% of us married, right?
Yes.
And we had less. Father was the head of the household. He worked and did everything. The mom could stay at home and do whatever she wanted to do. And that family
No,
lifestyle.
she did what the man wanted her
It was
to do.
a lot stronger.
Right.
Go ahead, Heather. What you got?
No, but I'm saying, this topic was supposed to be, what do you think men want and what do you think women want? But like the hosts are telling us that what women won't listen to men because we have a masculine energy. Just because I have this, if I'm dating somebody, that means I'm going to come across masculine to him and down him? No, that's not who I am.
No. You're taking masculinity out of context. I'm taking as masculinity as compromising. It is very difficult to compromise a woman who's already set in her ways. A woman who already said that this is success to me, and I'm already successful. So there's nothing actually that you can teach me to make me better. I feel like I'm better now.
Now, back to the.
Can I chime in for a second
I'm
here?
almost 25 years old, right? I'm almost that age. And I found someone that is he's an alpha male, right?
Right.
And I am willing to learn from him because he doesn't throw his like a toxic masculinity out there. I'm willing to bow and say, hey, whatever you need, because of how he treats me, he listens. I'm not going to be that masculine woman. I want to be feminine. I want somebody to come in here and say, hey, do this, do that.
But what is toxic masculinity?
Well, you have to put it out there that you are so that you're an alpha male and you have to listen to me. When men have to say that, that's a problem because your
No,
energy
I mean,
is already there.
that,
You shouldn't have
that's
to say
not
that.
the requirement. That's not what we're talking about. You don't. No one actually has to say that you have to listen to me. I'm a man. It's just that even within conversations and even with coexisting with each other, he has her own masculine ways, and two masculine energies don't match.
They don't gel.
That's it.
So back to the original topic when we was talking about
May I
What?
chime in, please?
what is it that men and women look for, or what do they think that the men or the women want in a relationship? Prime example, my co-host is basically telling what his thoughts on what he thinks women actually want.
I thought he
Right?
said,
Go ahead, Drea.
I just wanted to say I think we're confusing a woman that has her own and has achieved things to be someone that is what did you call it? Set in her ways. That's two different things. As far as the topic question goes, I
What do
think
you-
a man is, like Anthony said, is looking for someone that is equally yoked, and not. I'm not talking in a biblical sense. I'm talking about people that are in the same place in their life, and someone that can continue to grow with them, someone that can support them. That's what I think men are looking for.
So in dealing with previous relationships that you've been in the past, or dealing with men in general, what is your thought process? What do you think men actually want when they're looking for a relationship?
you're talking
What
to
I just said.
yeah.
So you think that men want a woman that's equally yoked with them?
No, when I say equally yoked, I don't mean in a biblical sense. I mean someone is that's of the same mindset, someone that complements them, someone that is growing just as they are growing, if they are growing. It all depends on where that man is in his life.
I disagree. I believe that a woman is looking for a man to complement her negatives.
That wasn't the question. The question was to me.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Dre.
Go ahead.
The question was to me, what do I think a man is looking for? Not what I
Right.
think a woman is looking for.
No,
So now I'm going to pose the question to the men in the group. Men, do y'all agree or disagree? That's exactly what y'all are looking for when it comes down to a woman.
I disagree.
As far as what compatibility?
When you're looking for a woman, when you're looking to take a wife or take a relationship, would you agree with Drea and what she was saying about that's what you want when it comes down to a relationship? You want somebody that's compatible. You want somebody who you can rely on. Agree or disagree?
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, when you take everything away, right, and you look at life in its basic form, man. I mean, I think humans overcomplicate a lot of things, right? But when you look at it in the simplest form, right, you want to be with somebody that's compatible to you, right? You know what I'm saying? Financially, as far as educational, education to me, intelligence, it doesn't have to be a formal education. How you raise kids, all these things, man, you're looking for compatibility. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can complement the way you think. And oftentimes, man, opposites attract. And that's why we oftentimes end up in relationships with people that are sometimes we're not compatible with. But that's just how life goes, man.
All right. And do you agree or disagree?
I agree to the extent that a man wants someone they're compatible to, someone that's gonna pretty much want to walk the same path that they walk, for us having kids, for us religion, for us finance, someone that have the same future desires. But you know, it's that's the only way it's gonna work. You know, you can't have someone that's pulling the opposite direction you are. It's never gonna work like that. So I feel like a man wants someone that's gonna walk in the same direction he is in all aspects, for his kids, for his religion, for his finance, so they can travel the same path. They got to be compatible. If not, it's not going to work. Just like K. Ferg was saying, with opposites attract. Sometimes we are attracted to the opposites, but it don't usually work out because they are opposite. We are opposite.
Okay. All right. So, in dealing with the relationships and dealing with women that you come across, what is most women looking for when it comes down to a relationship? What do most women look for?
You're asking
Well,
God,
who you asking? Us?
asking.
The guys, what do the women that you've come across, the women that your prior military, the women that y'all come across, what type of men are they looking
Well, I can't speak for myself at this point in life because I'm a different person. But prior to this, nah,
You born
man. Hey,
you born
listen,
again?
I'm finna misrepresent. Whatever you looking for, that's what I'm about to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, listen, 18-year-old Kiefer, if you looking for a doctor, I am in medical school. So it really depends, man. But just thinking, nah, I was joking, but being serious though, man. Women, man, initially, the ones that I've been around, they are attracted to intelligence, somebody who's handsome in the beginning, somebody who they can see potential in. They got people with qualities that they admire. They might have seen in their father or something their mother might have whispered in their ears as they were a young child. So it really just depends on the woman. But being in the military, man, we see it all the time, man. Whoever looks the best at the time, it could be a bad boy. You know, sometimes women are attracted to that dude with that edginess, depending on where they are in life. You know, and then sometimes they want the dude who's more safe. So it really just depends on the individual on what they're looking for, man. The qualifications could range.
Can we make an exception here? That the majority of Black people are not retired from the military. So let's say that that's a small segment of our community.
Okay, small
So
population.
very small population of our community.
Okay.
So let's get about the regular population within our community, the majority, the vast majority. Now, it's a word called pratoloma. Pratoloma means there's a hypergamy and there's pratoloma. Pratoloma means that a woman who dates down. I found out that most women love to date down because they feel more dominant, they feel more controlling. If they was in a pratoloma relationship, there are certain women who practice hypergamy, right?
Mhm.
But they're an exception hypergamy in which they date up.
They date up. Yep.
But then there's certain women who are used to project men.
And they
Man,
date down.
they date down. That's pratoloma. They date down and they date man, and you see the man that was in their life. And so when you are a high value man, and you come into a woman who's been dating a man who been dating down, it's a sense of uncomfortability because they don't have any way to control you, or they don't have any way to control you or to exercise their intelligence because you have everything together. You go ahead.
Corey, I think there's parts to that, man, that you could probably dissect, right? Because oftentimes, man, it comes down to proximity, right? Like
Right.
what you're dating is generally what you have access to.
Exactly.
If you're dating a girl who's a pharmacist and she went to Howard, she's probably going to date somebody at that school who's doing something similar to her or in a career field that's elevated. I just don't see her going.
I disagree with you. I found that most college women are getting, I mean, I've been in college, are being picked up by the drug dealers. I'm just
But
being honest with you. The opposite attract things. The opposite attract philosophy is so true. I work in corporate America, right? I see the majority of guys I pick, I see the Jodies picking people up in their cars. You know, yes.
why is that? Because you got to think about it, right? Listen, there's only so many men who are going to be college educated, and the ones because we got to take it for instance, the prison industrial complex, right? A lot of Black men are stuck in the prison system. A lot of them don't. So when you talk, for one, women outnumber men. That's just how it works.
Facts.
So when you're looking at a pool of men, it shrinks. So sometimes they are forced to look at the Jody. Not that, and maybe sometimes they like a bad boy, but that's not sustainable.
But I understand your philosophy, but only 20% of us are actually incarcerated, or have been incarcerated. But the vast majority of us haven't been incarcerated. So that philosophy about incarceration is a mute philosophy, because those who are in the difference is a white woman or a Spanish woman goes to college and they're taught to find that husband.
Find a husband in college.
A black woman goes to college and they're taught to get that degree
To
first.
get the degree first.
You know what I'm saying? And marry, and not to find that husband.
Right.
That's a different philosophy. So it's a different world, and our society, our music, our culture promotes the bad boy image.
True.
Right? And the good guy image is considered a lame.
Yeah.
So when you get in college, you're thinking that pharmacist or that doctor wants you, but no, because you know what? There's nothing that you don't look up to, because you got the same, like you say, equally yoked level. They want somebody who says, "Oh, you go to a good school, you smart." So somebody that looks up to them. That's a part of that masculinity, and that's a part of our society, being that they're raised. Majority of us are raised in single family homes.
But I think that's only a fraction of the people in our community, because women are seriously college educated in our community. They're making their own money in our community. That image is being promulgated by a system. And that's a different topic all on its own, right? So the image that we're seeing is being promulgated by a group of people that are making money off of that image. And it's only a fraction of our community that's looking for that. You know what I'm saying? So
It depends. It depends on the region, the area. Like I could go to Milwaukee, which is voted the #1 worst place for Black people to live. the marriage population is at 19%, whereas like at 20, no, actually 80% for the rest of Black America.
Right.
The home ownership is lower as well, whereas the lowest in the United States. So we're talking about, as you said previously, proximity. Who do you have in your area? Black women there are more Black women that's registered in college than there are Black men
That's true.
registered in college.
That's true. That's absolutely
You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, they're not gelling together. These Black men who are in college, guess who are pursuing them? White women. Latinos. Right, exactly. Latinos, Asians, because they understand. I will give you an example. Robert F. Smith, the richest black person in the United States. His wife divorced him, right? After she called him, she was college graduate.
Yes.
She was equally yoked, right? She divorced him after she found that he was cheating. The white girl that he was cheating on,
Becky with the good hair.
right? The 2010 Playboy model, who didn't have the bachelor's degree, who didn't have the education, he married her, and he became even more wealthier.
So why do you think he married her instead of staying with the woman that he was with?
She's more appreciative of what he was and what he can do versus the sister who was already stuck in her ways, similar to Juanita with Michael Jordan. She divorced him. The Cuban white girl married him, and they said, "No, you know what? I don't have all that, but I will be with you because I understand your value." And now he left Juanita when he was worth 900-something million. Now he's worth $3 billion.
well, I think you take from it the fact that these men who they were going to be successful regardless of who were in that corner. I don't think that the woman at that point in a billionaire or a millionaire's life is going to have that much of an impact on someone who's already driven and has that's innate.
The key word is pursuing. So with that being said, white women are willing to compete with Black women. Black women are not willing to compete with white women.
Becky with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair, they're not. You know what I'm saying? White women can see the potential in Carlton, the engineer, or the mechanical engineer, Robert F. Smith, in college, and say, you know what, I'm going to pursue you until, Juanita, whoever, messes up, and I'm going to wait in the cut, and I'm going to take my rightful position, where Juanita doesn't believe this is a competition.
I think that you're talking about less than 1% of the Black population when you're talking about those
Right.
type of guys. I think those type of guys don't even live the same lifestyle we live or come from the same lifestyle we live. I think that's a whole different scenario you're talking about. We're talking about the average person. We're talking about the average person. We're not talking about billionaires and white girls. For one, everybody want to say the college guy get with the white girl. I know a lot of college men is married to black women, and they have successful marriages and successful businesses. But I mean, you can pick 4 or 5 billionaires that got white women. Yes, you can do that, but that's not a true representation of the black man.
But it's 6% black men who make over $100,000 a year. It's 6% of us who make 6 figures.
10%.
10%.
10%.
Yeah, I think it's higher than that.
That's small. That's a small. And how many of that 10% is married by white women? A large portion. A large portion. So it's not like if now you can have a degree and be in college and have a degree and not make any money. Let's be honest.
That's true.
So, but when you're talking about money, success, out of 10% of black men, 10% make over 100,000. Only 15% make 80,000 or more. So when you get down to the millions, the percentage gets even smaller. And a lot of these brothers are being pursued by Becky, whatever the agent, Juanita, and Maria. Right. So they're being pursued by these guys, but by these women, and they're getting married. So when you say that, it's not as much as you think it is, I would beg to differ. When you go, I was watching this, what's her name, and it's about this party they had in LA. The sister was complaining on TikTok that she said she saw all these successful black men, and 95% of them was married to a woman who was not black.
But let me ask you a question, man, because I think sometimes things get lost in the details. Why do we define success with a dollar value?
Because women define. I would say the majority.
And why do we define it with a white woman?
Success with a dollar, not the minority, not the exception, but the majority of black women define success by the dollar. I ain't talking about the exception because the women we have here are exceptional women.
Well, prime example, I asked Heather earlier in the show, would you date that young man behind the counter that's working as a barista?
She said, yeah.
Yeah, and I said yes.
So you would date him, but you said you would date him if he was striving for more than just being a barista.
Corey,
But Corey, that white girl wouldn't bet that guy behind the counter. She wouldn't date him.
Huh?
That white girl wouldn't date that guy behind the counter.
White girl. Guarantee you got a white girl. Heather, what'd you say?
but why are y'all putting money on everything? You saying women do that, and I guess you're saying the majority. The majority of my friends that I've never heard talking about money as much as social media talks about it.
Right.
And
Why?
Saying
Why would
majority,
you not?
but I've not seen maybe one person say they want somebody with 6 figures, and that's out of all these women that I know. So when you hear social media saying that, and now y'all are saying that, are you around these type of women that you hear saying that?
So my question is, why would you not date him?
Date who? I said I would.
No. You said you would date him if he was aspiring to do more and to be. What if he was content? What if he was content?
But it's the mindset. If he's content, it's not about money. It's that his mindset is not right. He has to want to grow.
Oh, okay, so
some people are so comfortable in filth. And I'm not saying he's in filth, but if his mindset is not in growing and getting better, then no, it's not. But it's not about money.
So what's your definition of growing? Because he could be making the average salary for a black man in the United States is $45,000 a year. So what you're saying is, hang on. What you're saying is the average black man is making $45,000 a year. If he's at Starbucks making the exact same amount of money that the average black man makes, what you're saying is you wouldn't date him because he's average.
No, for one, I wouldn't even care how much. I would not be asking him how much money he makes.
Then okay, then why would you not date him?
It's not about it's me talking to him, getting to know him, and if his mindset is like, "Hey, I want to grow," I'm
a great guy. I go to church, right? I pray. I take care of my family, right? I cut the grass. I'm good with my hands, but I work at Starbucks, and I'm perfectly content with what I do.
And just sit at Starbucks, and that's it. He doesn't want anything else.
That's it.
He doesn't want kids. He doesn't
No,
want. I mean,
look,
what else? There has
look.
to be a little bit more behind it.
No, I'm 45 years old. I've never had kids, never been married, but I'm perfectly content with asking you if you want oat milk or 2% milk in your
I think
cafe
y'all
latte.
are playing it down, but it's more to it. It's not just so. It's not just like that though. It's more to a person when you're dating. It's not about just money. Y'all are trying to say it's
Understand?
about. But to me, as a woman, I'm saying it's not. But y'all
Understand? It's not
women like,
about money.
huh?
Understand you saying it's not about money, but why would you not date that young man who I just said he goes to church, right? He's in the church. He's a deacon in the church. He helps out in the community. He does everything right. Never been to prison. No, he doesn't have any kids. He just chooses to work at Starbucks. Why would you not date him?
Corey, she said she would date him, but
No,
Oh,
she's not.
no, she's not. No, she's not.
She
She's
said
saying she would
he-
date him
he's
if he
content.
aspired to be more than working as a
Corey
barista.
said there
He's
has to be
content
more
she
to
wouldn't date.
it. It's not
Cor-
about the person's job. It's the mindset. It's more to it. Y'all are making it surface. It's not just
No.
that.
We're holding you. We're holding to your words when you say that you want him to be aspiring to be
To
more.
be more.
I'm
So,
right.
So say that when a person is content, that means that they're comfortable where they're at, and you're stating that there's something wrong
Right.
with being comfortable,
being
where, you
comfortable where you at.
You should want more. No,
aspiring to be more, to want more means what? You're going to make more what?
exactly.
It's
When
more.
you aspire to be more,
This man might be a millionaire, right? And still working at Starbucks. It's
no, he
more
broke.
to
He
the
broke.
He doesn't
conversation.
401k.
Hey, I think, listen to me, y'all. Listen.
He from
I think what Heather is saying is this guy, if that lifestyle is not compatible to her, if that's what he want to be, that's fine, but that's not what she wants.
Understand.
I understand what she's
So-
saying. It ain't got anything to do with how much money you make.
So you don't want the average
So
man.
subconsciously, she doesn't want the average man.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't want the consciously, but subconsciously, you don't want the average man.
How-
I think
how
I
are-
disagree with that because
yeah, how are you coming to this
because that's
conclusion?
not what you're describing is not the average man.
Look, so if you look at it statistically, the average
But
man
Terry,
makes
that's not
$45,000.
Do you see how
Heather,
they
But also, if you look at statistics,
in what
the
they
average
want?
man ain't satisfied with that. He's trying to do more. Most of them are anyway.
Oh Lord.
There's a people who are not.
There are people out there who are not.
Now listen, I go through
Okay.
financial. Hold on.
But there are people out there that are too. Y'all trying to make it one sided. Matter of fact, y'all giving us a bad rap. To be honest with you.
Honestly,
I work in the industry. I go over with loans. I go over financials every single day. I see people who have been at jobs for 30 years, 20 years, making $2,500 a month. Right, and I'm just being honest
That's
with you.
$3,000 a year.
Right.
If you
So-
carry the one, it's $30,000 a year.
Right. So with that being said, or making even $3,000 a year, and they're content, and they're not trying to go anywhere. I meet more people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean more clients like that than those who are the exception. Right. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, those clients are average, right? Most the average white man makes only $50,000. So the gap is not that big. Right. It's only $5,000 difference. So even the average white man is average. So it doesn't aspire to do any more. With that being so, what Heather criteria, she doesn't want to consciously say it, but subconsciously saying it, she doesn't want an average man. She doesn't want a man who is comfortable with just making $45,000 a year.
Which is the average salary for a man.
For a black man,
That's
right?
not what she's saying, though. That's not what she's saying.
that's not. Yeah, that's not what she's saying, man.
She's saying she's not comfortable with someone that doesn't want to try to grow. That's not what she's saying.
Well, but here's the thing: when you reach that glass ceiling, where is the growth at? Like I've reached that ceiling, I reached that point, I plateaued. This is it. This is what I'm going to make. So into society, you're only going to make the 22, 23. So I'll give you an example. $25 an hour equates out to $37,000 a year.
money.
But Corey, let's just take money out of the equation. Let's just say let's take money off the table.
Off the table.
What Heather is saying is the man can work there. He just has to have aspirations. It doesn't mean
That's the whole thing is, why can't a person be content with what their life is? Like he said, like Corey said, he goes to church.
I go to church.
He's a community activist,
Right. but,
He
but
goes, hold on. He cuts her grass. He doesn't call in to work. He's faithful, right? He's
okay,
content with his God, with his religion, with his community. He doesn't. He feels that he's at peace. Why can't she accept him
okay.
at that level and say, "Hey, I'm happy with that"? But
I
but
put
what
it.
he
I
he
put it
has
to
to.
you like this. I put it to you like this. I tell you like this. We're all sports fans in here, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Let's just say the average wide receiver. The GM's looking at him, right?
Right.
Hey man, this dude he's a solid wide receiver, man. He ain't gonna be Ocho. He ain't gonna be he ain't Jerry Rice. But if I bring him into my organization, I want him to produce better. That doesn't mean he has to catch 50 balls. That means he probably should just block the route a little better. That means he should play on special teams. Heather isn't saying he needs to make more money. He just needs to have other aspirations. You can't be
So
stagnant and then
let me. So
join a union, is what she's saying.
and I'm glad you said you brought up sports, right? Average sports fans, myself, go Tigers, LSU Tigers, not to be confused, Missouri. Spencer Rattler, right? Just brought in to the New Orleans Saints. They just picked him
Right.
up to New Orleans Saints. He's an average quarterback. Would you agree or disagree?
He's not an average quarterback. He's been on average teams. There's
Okay.
a strong difference.
Well, so and what I mean by average quarterback, he could come in, he could give you, he could give you 200 yards, maybe a touchdown. The average quarterback will do that. The above averages, the Drew Breeses, the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, they break it down in categories, correct?
Corey,
They
Corey.
are. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
The team that you're on makes a difference. If you get into a union with a person, you can be complacent in your job, but your mental mind state, you have to have aspirations and growth. You just can't be complacent, period, and then be in a union.
I think what we're
Okay.
doing. What we're
So now you keep in mind, and one of the things I said about that barista, I'm 45 years old.
What does that
Right.
mean?
At this point, why am I aspiring for more at this stage of my life?
Social Security.
It's 10 more years. I'm looking at Social Security.
Right. And let me give you another sports analogy. I'm Muggsy Bone. I recruit Muggsy Bone on the Charlotte Hornets.
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues, whatever his name is.
Bogues. The point guard.
Point guard, right.
Point guard. Okay, go
So,
ahead. I got you.
So I recruit him, but you know what? You're a good point guard and you're a good shooter, but I want you to aspire to dunk.
That's not what she said.
I want to aspire to dunk. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what she said.
He doesn't have the height. He doesn't have the muscles. He doesn't have the wisdom. He doesn't have the potential to do that. So,
But that's not what she asked him to do.
And okay, I'm following you.
Hold on.
I'm
Go ahead,
following you,
Ed.
Mr. Webb. But if that's what you wanting him to aspire to, then you might as well cut him because he's not going to do that.
He never gonna do
So
it.
Thank you.
you just said that because he
you make a valid point.
can't do what you
So,
want, you
hold on.
gonna let him go. That's the same thing
first-
Heather said. If he's not, if he don't want to try to be more, then I don't want him on my team. That's
Hold
the same
on.
thing
The
you're saying.
barista, thank you. The barista who doesn't have the education to make more than $20 an hour. He doesn't have the critical thinking to make more than $20 an hour. Nor do he wants to pursue of making more than $20 an hour. But yet he's a great man.
He's a great man.
He's a great man.
Okay.
But
Okay.
because that cut him from the team, and he doesn't meet Heather qualifications.
Okay.
As a person
But
today.
Heather is not. She wasn't saying she. Okay. So now he meets Heather. So now he meets Heather, and Heather said, "Hey, you don't aspire to do nothing? Nah. Oh, you probably could do X, Y, and Z and be whatever you want to be." And he'd be like, "You know what? No one ever told me that."
That part. That.
Okay.
Hey, Heather.
Okay, hold on.
Well, hold on.
But, and he said, Heather, you know what? Why don't you come out of retirement and start working again? I want to tell you, because I know what, I think that you could be a greater person, and I want you to sell this house and aspire to buy a bigger house, and I want you to sit there and make this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to require something out of you because I believe that you have the potential to do a lot more than what you're doing, right?
I
So
think y'all are making it more
Hell,
specific.
I'm gonna
She
tell
can
Heather to
say
cut his ass
I'm
loose.
gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna require the same things out of you that you require out of me. So with that being said, Heather is gonna say no because why? Heather is content where she's at, and it is disrespectful for him to say that. Same rules apply with Heather saying that to him. It is
but
disrespectful
she
for her.
she never she never said you need
Hold on,
you
Mr.
need
Webb.
to aspire to make more
Mr.
money.
Webb, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So you gonna date the female that work behind the counter that's 45 years old that don't aspire to do nothing but make coffee every day. You gonna get in a relationship with her?
Look, how she look? How she look?
Huh?
How she
She
look?
average. You know, we talking about average. She average. We talking about average people. She average.
If she's feminine, friendly, faithful, submissive, she's on board.
No.
So that's
She
why.
average.
Hold on. That's why
Hold on. So you still throwing what you want in there. You still
hold
throwing
on.
what you want in there. You making exceptions.
No.
You
But let me
saying she got to be pretty.
explain this.
She got to be submissive. You still wanting more than what's on the table.
No,
On the table is she's 45 years old. She working at the coffee shop and she don't want to do anything else and she average. That's it.
I'm comfortable with
That's
that.
it. That's all you gave Heather. That's all you get.
That's
Yes. Because you know why? She's gonna appreciate me more and have a peace of mind. I will have more peace of mind because she's
Oh,
going
so
to.
you want somebody to make
She's
you
gonna
feel good about
appreciate
yourself.
what I can
You
bring.
got some
Hold on.
inadequacies
That's
that
what
you
it
don't feel
sounds
good
like.
about yourself?
Go ahead.
You got some
That's what it
inadequacies
sounds
you
like,
don't feel
dude.
good about yourself. You want somebody to make you feel good about yourself.
Every
Is that
man
what you
does.
saying?
Every man does. Every man that is aspiring to become better, he wants a woman to not only compliment him, but compliment him. You know what I'm saying? That's a double entendre right there. So with that being said, right.
So
With
let me
that
get this
being
straight.
said,
Let me
he
get this
doesn't.
straight. She can be.
When you
Let me
have,
get this straight. She
let
can
me,
be 45 years old, work at a coffee shop, average, but as long as she pumps sunshine up your ass, you'll date her.
no.
That's what it sounds like.
Right. No. Let me give you an analogy, an example. You have a car and there's a battery, right? The battery, there's a negative post and positive post. If my positive complements her negatives and her negative complement my positives, this car can go somewhere. But if we got two positive folks, so-called equally yoked,
But you
this
know
car
what?
can go nowhere. If we got two
You know
negatives,
what? If it's my car, hold on.
if we
I
got two
see your
negatives,
analogy, but listen to
car
me.
doesn't
If it's
car
my
doesn't go.
car, I already got a negative and a positive post. I don't need hers.
No.
Now,
And
if you
that's why
come in there inadequate and you
hold
need
on.
something for
That's
her,
why
then yeah, you're gonna need her to do what you can't do for
listen,
yourself, of course.
and that's why 80% of black people are not married. That's why 80% of us are coming from single households. That's why 80% of us are from single households are in prison. That's why 80% of us who are from single household are homeless, and 80% of us from single household have disabilities, learning disabilities. Because of that's
Mr.
the
Webb,
why.
are you married?
Hold on. Am I
Mr. Webb,
married?
are
No,
you married?
I'm in a committed relationship with God.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, are you married?
Right.
Man, hey, so you equally yoked with God.
That was a good one.
And so God is submissive to you.
Hey, was that a good one? That was a good one.
Hey, but I appreciate y'all, man. This was a great topic, man. We're gonna have to finish this one up. We're gonna do a part 2 of this one here. Because we brought up a lot of great points, a lot of great talking points. And again, like I said, I want to get some different perspectives. We're at that point in our life where we are complacent, right? We know exactly what we want and what we're looking for in a woman and inside of a man, right? So women, they know what they're looking for when it comes down to that man, and men at this age in our life, we know exactly what we want and what we'll take for in a woman. But absolutely, man, I definitely appreciate y'all time for y'all coming out to the show. This is a great topic. The show is all about keeping the same energy, man. We got a little bit heated today. I love it, right? Because difference of opinion, right? We different people, we got different opinions. So, but thank y'all for coming on to the show, man, and I definitely truly appreciate y'all. Looking forward to having y'all on the next show.
All right, G.
All right. Later.
Great conversation.
Hey,
guys.
thank y'all, man.
Yep, great conversation.
Yep.
Hey Siri, call Heather McLean. Hey Siri.